Alright, and welcome back to another Satisfactory video. This is episode 2, and I believed in one of the last episodes, or in the first episode, I mentioned that I was going to go through, because I noticed I had mods installed, that I was going to go through and point out the mods that I currently use, in case anybody's interested for this particular playthrough. So I've got the mod manager for Satisfactory open, and I just went through and did updates that were available. I use Power Checker, Marcio Common Libs, which is a prereq for something, I'm not sure which. I use the MAM enhancer. I use modular load balancers, alternate recipes, simple signs, refined power, floor and ceiling logistics, covered conveyor belts, fix-it networks, smart container screens. This is the mod that gives us the container that shows all the output for the containers. Special containers, better vehicles, advanced logistics. I have progressive trains and drones installed. Not actually sure whether or not I'm going to use it yet. Haven't really got that far yet in the game. Roads mod, underground belts, more signs, linear logistics. No, that's not installed. And any others? Daisy power chain cables, or daisy chain power cables. Wow, that was tongue-tied. This mod has different versions of majority of items that allow you to daisy chain power cables from one item to the next without having to use power poles all over the place. This is definitely one that we will be putting to use later on. And that is it. So let's go ahead and get Satisfactory open. Let's get this going. All right. We are essentially right where we left off last time. That's right, I was looking at considering getting some constructors going. Let's pop that there. Think I ran out of biomatter just as the stream ended the other day. So first thing I gotta do is run around and collect a whole bunch of materials so that I can craft some biomass and get everything back up and running. I do have some wood stockpiled, And that will come in handy for the biomass, because I do use wood in biomass. I don't just use leaves. In fact, if I can, once I get to a chainsaw, we'll really start getting the wood count up. But we'll have constructors by then. Not trying to get everything on this pass, just enough to get us going. Alright, 500, that'll be enough. By the time we factor in the wood that we've got, come over here, grab that wood. Oh, I can't do biomass yet. That must be what we're working on now. Alright, so we are going to control right click to get 2 piles of 250 each. Put in, power up, and away we go. Alright. Let's get some space cleared out. Right here. And we got plenty of space. Right there. We're going to tear this all down once we get foundations and rebuild it. But I need to get some constructors going. Alright, so do not have mergers and splitters yet. We're going to let this one continue to just stockpile. And this one we are going to grab. When it goes red, it's too far, back it up a little bit, place, and now you can continue. Out of iron plates, gonna have to manually make some. Okay, I gotta figure out why my chat's not linking up. Not that anybody's watching right now, but in the future that'll be handy. Let's go ahead and I'll have to do some experimentation with that at some point. Right. Got that going in there. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm not gonna conveyor belt this stuff over yet. I'm just going to grab a stack and just manually keep this going. Although this will eventually get conveyor belted just like everything else. And as we're running, we are going to be smashing the E key. We're going to grab basically any resources that just conveniently comes across our route as we run back. Alright. Let's come over here and check our limestone. Grab a few stacks of it so that we can make concrete. And then we will toss some constructors into our build list and get some constructors up. Alright, there's 30 concrete right there. And I already have 30. So let's get the concrete up. Yeah, that's really bad math skills on my part. That's 100 concrete. It's 3-to-1 ratio. Alright, let's just stay down here for a second. Pop open the build menu. Alright, we're going to want a container for plates, rods, screws, copper wire, cable, copper plates. Okay, plates are going to take a constructor, rods are going to take a constructor. Screws are going to take 2 constructors because screws take rods and turn them into screws. Cables are going to, or copper cables take a constructor. Regular cables take 2 constructors, one for the copper and one for the cable. And then copper plates take 1 constructor. And then that is also going to require us to do some more electricity. I can pretty much guarantee that, because if we run over back around to the back, we're already out of juice. Already out of juice. I have got to... Okay, we're running out of juice too fast. It's just blowing through the leaves. So we're gonna pop up. We are gonna grab our copper and stuff, and we are just gonna pop down here, and we're gonna knock out this milestone. Let's get the rods first. go. Now let's get the plates. Alright, let's get the copper cable, the wire. What is this? Right. And I'll have to figure out a solution for this as well. All that dinging y'all hear in these early videos is Discord channels for other things going off. Am I over? Oh, I'm well over 100 copper. Let's get this, that. Turn that in. Biomass. We are going to burn all these leaves into biomass and all that wood into biomass. So that we can turn our generators on for longer than fractions of a second.
Congratulations.
Or at least
You
what
have
feels
unlocked
like it
Building
anyways.
Space Elevator. Building Biomass Burner. Part Biomass. Motivational message. Congratulations. You
200
succeeded in
there.
every provided task. On behalf of Fixit Incorporated, I thank you for your
200
current and future
there.
service.
Turn it back on.
Additional knowledge.
Once we
The
get
hub
foundations,
terminal has
we're
been
either
converted to
we're
give
either gonna
access to milestones. They're to
build that
ensure
up
you
to where I
progress
don't have to
along
do the
Fixit
jump down
approved
number
protocols.
anymore, or we're gonna move our hub.
Note: future developments should be aimed at constructing the space elevator and, as such, initiating
Make
project
sure that
assembly.
stays going.
Good luck.
Alright. Now then, did I forget anything? Oh yeah, we are gonna need belts for these things in order to transfer them from machine to machine. So let's queue up 40 belts. Right. Now then, we do need reinforced plates for the constructors. So let's grab what iron ore we have while that's building. And let's do some manual work. Alright. Let's get some screws going. I need 16. And they take 6. So that's 2 more. We're just going to go ahead and let this iron ore smelt down manually. Yeah, it's boring, but I guarantee you our one smelter doesn't have enough, and I'm not doing multi-smelters until we have foundation bases. That's just crazy. Or maybe this is crazy. I could be crazy. Because I know that one smelter is not handling all that ore that's going to it fast enough. Alright. I'm going to pop out some screws. In fact, we will have to do more than one smelter. So before I finish, let's go ahead and go to production, smelter. Those two lines, we're only pulling that one line over right now, and that line is spitting out 90 per minute. Let's go find out. It's on a pure ore, and in Satisfactory there are different types of ore. There's the impure, which spits out, I believe, 30. There's normal, which spits out 60. And then there's pure, which spits out, this is spitting out 120. So maybe my numbers are wrong. That's okay. But each one of our smelters can handle 30. So we would need a total of 4 smelters at 120 to even out. So that's what we're going to do for that. So let's we're making up plates so we can make our reinforced. We still got 8 more to go on those. Early game is a lot of this for me, and it's probably a lot of this for a lot of people, just back and forth between your resource hubs, getting everything going. Especially since, as much as I want to put up more than one smelter right now, I'd have to pull off of that other line over there because I don't have mergers and splitters yet. So let's see what our next unlock is. Oh, we finally have reached a whole bunch of unlock. We've finally finished off tiers 0 stuff, and we're now on tier 1, and we can do base building, which is going to get us our foundations that we desperately need. We can do our logistics, which will get us our conveyors and splitters that we desperately need. We can get the field research that will, we need it. It'll get to unlock the MAM and storage box and a couple of other things. We're not going to do the progressive trains just yet, or the cheap drones. Might do daisy chain, and then yep, So what we're going to do first is we're going to do these two first. We're going to do... What are you getting into? I have a little 11-pound schnoodle, schnauzer poodle mix of a dog. One of these days when I get webcam up and running on the stream properly, if she's still around, because she's 16 years old, almost 16, I might show her to y'all. Such a good girl. Yeah. All right. Well, she says in order to continue being a good girl, I need treats. There you go. All right, so we are going to do... it's going to be a little bit of manual stuff, but it's going to save me some having... I'm going to tear it down and rebuild anyways. Might as well get it out of the way. Let's get all the painful manual build stuff out the way. So we sprint back over. And grab... Ugh. I didn't realize how full I was. Alright, well, we're going to trash this. We'll see plenty of those. Let's get that. Sort. Let's click sort. Make sure we have stuff freed up. We're going to trash those leaves. We get plenty of leaves. We're going to trash these. We'll get plenty of those back. And we are going to trash that copper. Alright. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come back and now we're going to make up concrete so that we can clear out the majority of those concrete stacks that I just picked up and free up some inventory space again. Because I can't pick up leaves, can't pick up trees, can't do anything at this point until I get more inventory space. Excuse me. Drop down, click. And I really do like putting the hub in an easy to access location where you can do what I just did. You know, you just run up, jump, and easy access. You land in and you're able to instantly go. Alright. So as soon as I see... Oh, we're just going to let the concrete go. Because I went ahead and picked up all that ore. Even though I could stop right now and turn the concrete in. Having the extra concrete that's coming up will be handy once we get the foundations unlocked. If this channel ever picks up and I get some and I figure out what's going on with chat and why chat isn't linking properly. During downtimes like this would be a good time for me to interact with people that are in chat. Could be kind of interesting. Certainly better than me talking to myself, like I'm doing now. Which I'm just doing so that it's not just people watching other people play a game. There's actually a voice to what's going on. Once I get the webcam stuff sorted out, I'll probably add myself to the stream. But I haven't figured out why my streaming webcam, which works perfectly fine for office streaming, why my webcam just cuts out on the stream. Not sure what's going on there. Alright. Let's go ahead and get the rods. And then we will, after we get the rods, we will need to pop over to our container and grab some more iron so that we can make the iron plates that we need. Oh, there's the rod count that we need. Run back up. Not really concerned that there wasn't any copper there. I have plenty of copper bars in my inventory right now. Alright, let's turn out the copper plates. And we're just going to let all these copper plates go ahead and build out. Because we need 100 of them for the milestone. And we also need 100 of them for stuff that we currently have queued up for potential builds. And we're going to need them for foundations, not copper plates, not doing copper plates yet. Iron plates are used in lots of things. I might try doing setting up Twitch, but I've been hearing some negative news on Twitch lately, so I'm not sure about that. Alright.
Milestone reached. You
Milestone reached. We can do foundations now. Hallelujah. Although now we gotta wait the minute and 45 while our hub shuttle flies off. We gotta wait for it to come back before we can really truly get stuff going. So what we are going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and now that we have the ability to do foundations, we are going to go ahead and start getting our initial factory set up. Let's make sure that gets all the way in. Alright, we can make that go away. We can make that go away. Alright. I should... Foundations... We're going to put foundations on 6, those on 7. Alright. So you can, in Satisfactory, anything that is in general on a line can be interchanged by pressing the E key when you have it built up. So I can hit 6 for foundations, and I can press E to
Milestone
cycle through.
exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
I generally prefer sticking to 2 to 4 meter foundations. I don't. I try not to use 1 meter foundations, but I do use them when necessary. Alright. Pressing the control key locks the foundation to the built-in default world grid. Pressing the control key and doing this means that all your foundations, when you set it, everything will be able to, when you start going long distances away, everything will line up and not be off base. And so yep, I don't want to do 2 meter, but it needs to be. All right, we're actually going to do 4 meter. And the great thing about foundations is that it's literally just a matter of stylistic preferences and visual preferences, because the 2 meter, 4 meter, and 1 meter bases all cost the same resources to make. Alright, so we did. Alright, we are gonna. I have Smart and Zoop mode turned on. This is one of the add-ons that I use, allows me to. So Zoop is an automatic game thing that's built in as the game mechanics, where you can switch modes and it'll automatically extend out the number of hexes that you want to go, or the number of grid spaces that you want to go. The smart part shows you, that's what gives me the arrow. It shows me which way I can easily travel. Alright, so we got those going. We're just going to run over. We're going to grab some concrete, because we're already out of concrete. Go through a lot of concrete in the early game. In fact, once I get this initial base set up, or this initial factory, we are going to be setting up factory runs for both of our miners. One of the first things we'll do after this is get a construction plant up and running, so that we can start having it automate concrete for us, and we don't have to do this over here anymore. We won't have to do this anymore. And my goal for today was to actually complete the Tier 0 hub upgrades, which we have successfully done. And my dog is being a pest right now. If she doesn't settle down here soon, I'm probably going to end the stream here in a few moments. Wow. Okay. Streaming time goes by fast too. I did not realize I've already been on for over 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Indeedly doodly. And yes, I just said that. What in the world is indeedly doodly? Who cares? I don't. Alright. We are going to go ahead and hit 7. We are going to make a ramp so I don't have to I don't have to try to jump up every time. And we are going to string that out to there. What? There we go. Okay, and another interesting thing, since I'm working with foundations a lot right now, and we're going to do this once we get over here. We are going to do one more row of 4-meter tall foundations. And then, if I have enough concrete, you can actually put your miners, in order to help keep everything neat and organized, you can actually put your miners on foundations as well, which we're going to go ahead and set this miner up right here, and we are going to change the direction that this miner is spitting stuff out. So let's go to number 5, number 6. So you can put foundations on, cover this stuff up, but the miner will only go through 2-meter and 1-meter foundations. If you put a 4-meter foundation, it will block, the foundation will block the miner. So, see, I have completely covered that. Now we're going to go back to production. We're going to grab our miner. And it says I can't afford. I'm out of concrete. I used my resources to build the foundations. Resource management. I like it. So we're going to grab 3 stacks this time. are gonna run over to here. Grab 3 stacks of that. We're gonna put 100 there. We are gonna change this over to iron, and we're gonna put 100 there. While that runs, we're gonna make our concrete. And I want that miner back up before I log off. That annoys me. Okay, oh, let's get those done. Okay. We're not going to do all this iron. I'm just building up a small stack of stuff so I can make some iron rods. There we go. Okay, miner. See, there we go. Now that's going to pump out directly. And what we are going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and pop a container. We're going to use the control key in order to line everything up so it'll buffer into that. And actually, we're going to replace it. I don't like putting containers right smack on this line right here, because this is where our walls are eventually going to go, and we'll be able to get walls with holes in them, and some of those holes will line up to where this container is placed. But it gets kind of finicky on clipping through. So doing it this way, we'll have a little conveyor going from here to the wall, and then from the wall to there when we get to that point. But for now, we are going to pop a container out. Don't really care about the clipping, because that's only temporary. Missing iron plates. So that clipping is only going to be temporary. There's some clipping that I will, as we progress in this series, there's some clipping that'll be okay. Other clipping, that will be a no. That type of clipping that's going on right now is definitely the type of clipping that would usually be a no. But that's just going to be temporary for right now, because that entire container is going to be emptied out into the current container that we just set up, and then that container is going to go away, as will those pipes. as will the conveyor belts. Can't believe my mind just blanked out on me for that long. Alright, we should also go ahead, and we're not going to get to it today, I don't think we are anyways, but we should also go ahead and select our next milestone, because the very first thing that we got to do soon is get this milestone done so that we can get merge belts or mergers and splitters. Those are going to come in very handy once we start tossing up 8 different smelters here. And 8. Did I make this big enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We might have to do some expansion work on that because we're gonna have to have 8 smelters from there, 4 for there, 4 for there, and 4 for the copper all the way down there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2 for the copper. We'll extend this out this way when it comes time. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this. I'm really sorry if this is kind of dull and boring. I know this isn't the most exciting part of the game in the early stages. I'm really just trying to stretch this out to at least the 1 hour mark for tonight, which we're very rapidly nearing. Alright, let's get to 150 cables. Oh, we hit that. Now let's go ahead and get the 300 of this. And we hit 300 of that. Oh, what do you know? Let's go ahead and we have 110 plate. We only need a total of 40 more plate. Let's just go ahead and smash out this copper ore that we already have stored up. Not all of it, just enough to get us our 150 plate, and let's get this milestone complete. So let's do 60 plate. There we go, let's build that. Alright, let's complete this milestone. And I
Milestone reached.
think that
Conveyor
is
belts
where
can now
we are
merge,
going to wrap
split,
up
and
for the
lift
day.
to increase the
I think
complexity
I'm
and
just going to
efficiency
wait
of
for
your
the
factory. We encourage you to consider more
shuttle
verticality when
to
it
come
comes
back
to factory logistics to
and
streamline short-range transportation.
run around
The
while we do
productivity
that. While we
display
wait for
will help
that,
you
I'm going to
measure
run
and
around
improve the
and
productivity of individual buildings to
pick
aid
up
with
some more
optimization.
plant stuff. And that's pretty much going to be where I wrap up for today. We will, I think I'm going to do my next stream this coming Wednesday, around 7:30 Central Standard Time, which would be the same time period as I did today. I will either be I'll be doing one of three things. I will either be streaming in more Satisfactory, which is a strong possibility, or I will stream some F1 2022 Manager, start a new game there, do a split stream of bouncing back and forth between the two games for a while, or if I can find a good website that I like, I will start doing some coding challenges. I am a developer in real life and uh, haven't really had to do any of the mainstream coding challenges that are out there. My job didn't require me to pass any real coding challenges that I got, but they can be fun, interesting, and lots of people do have to pass the coding challenges. So maybe it'll help people with those or show people what not to do. Be interesting. Not sure yet, so we'll see what we do. All these leaves going bye-bye. It'll be nice once I get the chainsaw and I can affect a larger area other than one item at a time. Alright. So I'm going to run back and get these resources turning into biomass, and that is where I'm going to end the stream at. I hope people have enjoyed. Any questions, comments, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment boxes and suggestions down below. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.